Once again, we're diving into some more complicated material in this video with the htaccess file. htaccess is actually a file associated with the Apache web server, so if you're using a different web server platform, this video isn't for you. However, the great majority of WordPress sites are run from Apache, so this will apply to most of the people watching this series. htaccess is basically a localized way for a user to make specific changes to the way Apache does certain things that is only applicable to that user's websites. Most of what we'll be changing is disabling access to files, unauthorized access to assets, and protecting important files from modification. But first things first, let's learn how to actually make modifications to the file. The htaccess file is located in the root of your web directory. This is normally a folder called www or public HTML. The most obvious way is to simply browse to it in your FTP client and download it, make modifications, and re-upload it. People used to making direct edits like this will probably just do it this way out of habit. There are some plugins which will allow you to edit your htaccess from WordPress though. WP htaccess is a plugin which will grab your htaccess and display it in the WordPress dashboard and allow you to edit it from there. If you think you might be doing this often, this plugin is probably your best choice. You can also use the file manager in your web hosting control panel to edit the htaccess file. I'll leave that up to you since there are too many control panels to discuss and each of them does things slightly differently. If you download the file from FTP, just open it in Notepad or another text editor. Now that we've got the file and are ready to edit it, we need to know how to edit it. This is probably a bunch of stuff here that looks difficult and confusing. Don't worry, it is. But we won't be touching any of that. Instead, we will be adding lines that will add new functions. The first thing we want to do is protect the wp-config.php file. This contains all the database login information for WordPress to use. If an attacker were to get their hands on this file, they could potentially get access to our entire database. To deny access to this file from a web browser, add these lines. To explain what all this means, the first line that is encased with the greater than, less than brackets defines the file or files that we're specifying conditions for, the order in which to impose rules, and then the deny from all rule. The order tells Apache to process the allow from directive first, if we had one, then the deny directive. By default, this allows everyone, until it gets to the next line, which is the deny directive. Since the deny directive is processed last, and we're denying from all, that means that no one can access this file from a web browser. Next, we'll prevent directory traversal through browsing. This just means that if anyone tries to access a folder at our domain where there is no index.html or index.php or whatever your directory index is, they won't get a listing of all the files in that directory. We'll do this by adding the options all minus indexes line. This just means that we're not showing any directory indexes anywhere. We'll continue talking about the htaccess file in the next video.